And a silent prayer and meditation. Great, thank you. Please join me in a pledge of allegiance.
Mayor Gaffino,
Here.
Trustee Christensen,
Here.
Trustee Curtis, here, Trustee Gately,
Here.
Trustee Lowry,
Here.
Trustee Nedved,
Here.
Trustee Salazar, here.
All right, thank you. I got a proclamation to read, Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Week. Whereas multiple sclerosis is a neurological disease of central nervous system affecting nearly 1 million people in the United States alone. And whereas MS generally strikes people in the prime of their life between ages 20 and 30, or check that, between ages 20 and 50, and the cause and course of often debilitating symptoms of MS remain unknown, and no cure currently exists. And whereas the National Multiple Sclerosis Society is committed to a world free of MS, heightening public knowledge about and insight into disease. Whereas since 1946, MS Society has been driving force in MS research, relentlessly pursuing prevention, treatment, and a cure, and has invested more than $1 billion in groundbreaking research. Whereas the Village of North Aurora recognizes the importance of finding the cause and the cure of MS and expresses appreciation for the dedication that the National Multiple Sclerosis Society has shown toward creating a world free of MS. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Mark Gaffino, Village President, and the Board of Trustees of North Aurora recognize March 10th through the 16th be MS Awareness Week. I encourage all to observe and learn more about MS, how they can help support individuals with MS and their families. Dated this 4th day of March, 2024. Any audience comments? All right. I'm sorry. Which for consent agenda?
To approve.
Second.
Discussion. Roll, please.
Trustee Gately,
Yes.
Trustee Lowry,
Yes.
Trustee Nedved,
Yes.
Trustee Salazar,
Yes.
Trustee Christensen,
Yes.
Trustee Curtis.
All right, thank you. Under new business, item 1, Jason.
Thank you, Mayor. This item is a resolution to allow the village administrator to enter into a contract with the lowest bidder as part of NYMEX electricity group bid for our water facilities. We last went to bid in March of 2022 for facilities. At that time, we entered into a 24-month agreement with the board, gave direction to enter in with a green energy option. Currently, NYMEX says the green energy option is about a half a cent more than just the traditional energy. So as part of this, we're looking for, I guess, direction of whether or not we pursue a traditional energy or green energy when we go to bid. I know in my memo, the bid was scheduled for this Wednesday, March 6th, but because of issues with ComEd doing switchovers with account numbers, they since pushed that back to March 27th. So we have a few weeks before we actually are going to conduct the bid. So with this, we're seeking authorization to go into the bid, and then for which one, either the green or the traditional energy.
Motion to approve. Second.
Discussion.
So he's looking for direction.
Yeah, and I think I might put in my memo is we went with the green energy last time. So if we stick with the green energy again, it says a half a cent per kilowatt hour. So based on our current usage, that's about $20,000 to $25,000 annually more that the green energy is costing us versus just going back to the traditional energy. Our NYMEC rep did say that rates have fallen since last time 2 years ago we did it. So regardless of which one we do, we should be seeing a savings in the electricity costs going forward, just because rates have gone down since 2 years ago. So we can either stick with the green energy option, or we could look to decrease that rate down to the traditional.
Does it hurt to get a bid both ways?
Yeah, we can do both. Yeah, we'll just need direction of like, is there a direction that you guys would prefer?
The point of the
I prefer to go with green energy, just like I did last time.
The point of the resolution, why it goes straight to the board like this, is because the electricity is a commodity. So when they bid it, there's not a lot of time. They don't hold the price for 2 weeks. So traditionally, we've always done it this way so that when the bid comes back, we can just sign it internally with the board's consent. So that's why you kind of need to know if you're doing green or regular beforehand, because you're going to get two separate
Mhm.
prices when the bid come back.
What is the typical difference between the two for a homeowner?
Currently, they're saying about a half a cent per kilowatt hour is the difference between traditional and green.
The cost to the village is about $20,000 to $25,000 more for green.
This is for a treatment plant, right? And the wells?
Water
Yeah,
facilities.
not the
Oh,
homeowner.
gotcha.
I like green, but.
Yeah.
Mike
I like green.
or? Good. Okay,
Fine with me.
green it is. Thank you. All right, item 2, Nathan.
I think you
I'm
still have to
sorry.
vote.
Trustee Lowry,
Yes.
trustee Nedved,
Yes.
trustee Salazar,
Yes.
trustee Christensen,
Yes.
trustee Curtis, trustee Gately.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Item 2, Nathan.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. If you remember from the last COW meeting, we have a facade grant application for the 108 John Street. That's this building here for the awning. Should match the buildings next door. So there's the awning, and the grant amount is $2,837.50.
Motion to approve.
Discussion? Roll, please.
Trustee Salazar,
Yes.
trustee Nedved,
Yes.
trustee Lowry,
Yes.
trustee Gately,
Yes.
trustee Curtis, trustee Christensen.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Item 3, Brian.
Thank you, Mayor. The scope of this project includes aligning of aged water main, replacement of water valves, fire hydrants, and restoration. To line the water main, an above grade temporary water service system is put into place by the contractor as they need to excavate access pits for televising, cleaning, and then lining the water main. Lining of the water main was chosen for this project due to the cost of permitting and construction of the water main under the Fox River. Cofferdams would have to be built and shallow bedrock would have to be dealt with. The estimated traditional open cut construction would have costed in excess of $3 million. So we went out for bid for lining. We received one bid on February 22nd from Furpal Construction USA in the amount of $1,598,787. There are a limited number of companies that perform this type of work in the area due to preparatory technologies and water main quality pipeline material. All 3 companies in the area were informed about the upcoming bid. So $964,750 will come out of the water fund. Back in 2021, the village applied for a Kane County Development Grant, and that was awarded to us in the amount of $634,037. So between those two, it'll pay for the $1,598,787 of the project. So Furpal Construction USA has successfully completed water main lining projects for other municipalities in the Chicagoland area that includes Elgin, Niles, Warrenville, Naperville, and Lombard. Village staff is recommending the award to Furpal Construction in the amount of $1,598,787.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll, please.
Trustee Gately,
Yes.
trustee Lowry,
Yes.
trustee Nedved,
Yes.
trustee Salazar,
Yes.
trustee Christensen,
Yes.
trustee Curtis.
All right, that concludes new business under village president report. I just want to say, we're pretty thankful that the tornado last Tuesday didn't affect any of our homes. I just want to thank Ryan Richter and Steve Bosco for going out immediately after the storm and kind of surveyed the community. And I think the police as well were out kind of seeing if there was any damage, and we really didn't have any, right, to speak of that I know of.
There was nothing. I mean, there's a branch here or there, but nothing
Yeah.
major.
That's about the closest I can remember when coming down, especially out west. So well done. Trustee comments? Administrator report?
No report tonight. Thank you.
Department report?
Thank you, Mayor. I'll start with the positive. We had a team of officers partake in the polar plunge in St. Charles this past weekend. And then I'll move on to our favorite summer topic of the street racers in North Aurora. We developed some intelligence this past weekend I kept the mayor and Administrator Bosco apprised. They're gonna try and do a meetup at the Tinseltown parking lot. Officers met 50 to 60 cars, basically chased them out of that area in cooperation with management since they were on private property. Followed them along to Orchard Gateway behind the J.C. Penney, chased them out of there, moved on to Woodman's, cooperation from Woodman's management, chased them out of there, where they headed to their typical spot in Aurora. Overall, 15 citations were issued and probably about 20-something traffic stops with 5 officers. So,
Were they
This-
race? What were they doing? Racing?
yeah,
Drag
They-
racing? Like?
they really want to do the donuts and cause a scene. So,
Where are they, where's this behavior taking place?
Like in a
Where are they
parking lot?
doing it?
well, usually they end up at the off the west of Deer Path in Aurora,
Uh-huh.
but this time they wanted to start in the bigger parking lot at Tinseltown.
Oh,
And
it's
this past
Tinseltown.
weekend, South
Okay.
Elgin had about 500 show up, where they're throwing things at officers. They actually activated SWAT Team A just in case. But when Elgin showed up, they dispersed.
This issue is actually regional, so it happens in different areas up and down the ADA corridor and surrounding communities as well.
So they just come in and start like doing donuts in parking lots?
And our really only issue with some places in town, Dorton's is really good to deal with. But like we've been in touch with Speedway Management because we'll go talk to the clerk and they're like, as long as they don't block the pumps, let them be. So officers will wait then on
Mm.
for them to leave to see if they're doing anything dangerous or silly.
Are they racing on Butterfield Road? Because I feel like I hear
No,
that.
what you're gonna
No.
s- where
Okay.
they're typically racing, they jump onto 88, race, get back off and go back.
Okay.
It used to be builter till it was really built up. But they're all over. And I'm sure as you're driven them just during the day, you'll see more and more out there all souped up and it's just extremely loud.
Like my neighbor.
All right, thank you. Motion adjourned.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. We'll be starting committee of the whole shortly.